We're going to be making a coffee cracker with port cheddar cheese spread. And what we're going to begin with first is the coffee crackers. What I'm going to do is take all the dry ingredients, and what I'm going to begin with here is some all-purpose flour. And to that, I am going to add some buckwheat flour. Then I also have some cracked whole wheat. And the difference between using these different flours is the buckwheat flour gives us that earthiness. The cracked wheat will also give us some texture to it. This will blend really well with the earthy flavors from the coffee that we're going to be using. So now that I have the different flours in here, I'm going to add some sugar. The purpose of the sugar is that it's going to be the part that will create some moisture within this dough. We have some granulated garlic. We also have some different sesame seeds, toasted sesame seeds that we're going to add in here. And then last is some marjoram. So we just want to incorporate all our dry ingredients first. Then the next thing we're going to do to this recipe is we're going to cut in some whole butter. What I did with the whole butter is I cut it up into small pieces and we left it at room temperature. This will enable us to cut the butter into the dough a lot easier. Okay. As you can see, I'm just using a fork, and I'm just going to slowly knead the flour mixture and the butter together. And this will give us a very coarse, kind of a cornmealy texture to this dough. And I want to break the butter up into as little pieces as possible before I start to incorporate any of the liquids. This cracker can be something really fun. We can do a lot of different things with it. We're going to roll it out and eventually cut them into little squares, but you could leave them as a whole sheet and just let people break them as they would like, or you can cut them into different geometric shapes. Okay, so now I have this cut in. What I want to do is, at this point, I'm going to add the coffee to this. And the coffee is going to be the liquid that we add into this recipe, and that will just pull the whole dough together for us. The coffee that we used in here was a Starbucks house blend, and what the flavor profile that works real well with it is the fact that it has a nice balance between the acidity and the earthiness in the coffee. Now, as the dough came together, what we're going to do is we're going to bench it and roll it out. So we're going to liberally use some flour. And if the dough is a little bit too wet, you can always add more flour to it. Okay, we're going to press it out, and we want to make sure we get it nice, keep a nice layer of flour below us so that this dough doesn't stick to the bench. And the dough is relatively very, very soft, so what we want to do here is we don't want to press too hard with the rolling pin. From here, what we're going to do is we're just going to cut it up into our portion size that we would like. And again, this is something that what we could do is just leave it as a whole sheet and just bake it off. And that way we could just break it up into different shapes and have some random shapes. If you're using it for a cocktail party, that'd be really nice to have really large sheets of crackers that we could break up. They would also work really nicely as centerpieces on a buffet or on a table setting. Okay. So we got this cut up. And all I'm going to do is just put these crackers on a parchment-lined sheet pan. I have an oven that's been preheating to 325 degrees. We're going to bake these off for about 10 to 18 minutes. Okay, what I'm going to do before we bake them, we're just going to dock them. This would allow it to let some of the steam out of it, also help us get a really nice crispy cracker. And again, we're just going to finish this off in a 325-degree oven. It should take us anywhere between 10 to 18 minutes. Now that we get these crackers out of the oven, we're going to just let these cool for a little bit. We're going to take care of the cheese. What we have is some aged cheddar cheese that I let sit at room temperature to get soft. We also flambéed some port wine to remove any of the alcohol. Along with that is some currant jelly and a little bit of fresh sage. So we have that going. You can also adjust a little bit of the cheese to your preference. You can also add maybe a little bit more currant jelly if you'd like it a little bit on the sweeter side. So what we're going to do is just plate this up. We got these crackers, and so we'll just set it up here. You could just put it out as a basket of crackers, or you could and have a bowl of the cheese as a spread. In this case, what we're going to do is just make a really simple, fun appetizer with it. So we got some crackers here. I'm going to take the cheese. I'm going to shape them into quenelles, okay, just so we can get it onto the plate and have a really elegant presentation, but very simple. Okay. So I have one of them here. And it's just a matter of taking 2 spoons and just shaping them back and forth. And a quenelle is going to be a football shape that has 3 sides. So how about we make 3? We'll add 1 more quenelle in here. And there you have it. What we have here is our coffee crackers with a aged port wine and cheddar cheese spread.